Alrighty, welcome back to episode 17 of the BrownBoss Podcast. We are Mr. Consistence over here. How are you doing, man?
Good, brother. Good. We are, aren't we, man? What Lakers needs to do,
We're
bro.
doing this.
Consistency.
Heck yeah, man. Every week we'll be here Monday or Tuesday night, depending on how we feel. And we will explain why we are a day late, but we had an amazing weekend. I should just start there. We were in Vegas. The boys were in Vegas. We did an old time trip. We drove up to Vegas, even though we could fly. We decided to just drive up, spend some time with just the boys, and then I flew back on Sunday, and then Keneel came back on Monday. We were celebrating Keneel's 40th birthday.
40? Get out of here, bro. Don't make me old like for 3 freaking years older than I am. Well, dude, you and my other friends made it amazing, dude. I mean, 37th birthday. My birthday was on a Saturday.
Awesome.
It was amazing. We actually did what we wanted to do, which was a road trip, man. That was amazing. I mean, I couldn't be more happier, man. That road trip started off so awesome. We stopped at the first Del Taco ever. Went to Dutch Bros. We got to Vegas at the exact good time. I went to Carbona at night, and our friend, decided to order good wine, and we did. We enjoyed it. Hold on, my dog. Hold on, my dog wants a treat. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. But yeah, man, it was great. And then I placed a bet on the Rams. We know how that happened, but we can talk about that when the time comes. But the trip was amazing, man.
Get to that one,
Amazing, my best friend Tapas. It was amazing.
It was awesome. Our initial hope was to do a live podcast while we're there with the other boys, but this is like 4 a.m. and we're just, we're all old now, so we're just like, dude. We got to the hotel and we're just like, I told him, like, I'm done, dude. And he just went to his room and just like passed out. Didn't come back out.
And I'm surprised we lasted till 4 a.m. though, man. I'm sorry. We almost did it, but that one drink got us. Last drink got us. So we're done after that. So it was awesome, man. Awesome. But what a football week, man. What a football week.
Let's get into that. So we had a lot of good games, and we were looking to see quite a few on Sunday. But let's just start first and foremost on Thursday, which I think for me it was probably the game of the week. Actually, not the game of the week was probably the Rams game. But Lions and the Packers. Again, Lions they have 12 players on IR on the defense itself, and they still somehow managed to pull out a win against the Packers. They look unbeatable right now, and hopefully they're hoping that Hutchinson comes back for the Super Bowl. But that's of course a big if they make the Super Bowl. But the Lions look unstoppable, man. How do you think that's an impressive win against a pretty good Packers team, honestly?
Man, Jared Goff came out throwing the ball and just completion after completion, man. I mean, the game was up and down. They started off really bad second half, right? Detroit. I mean, because Green Bay, scored, and then they got a turnover by Jared Goff to score that in that possession. So they scored back-to-back touchdowns, so they made the game even closer, right? So it was a 10-point game, but the Green Bay ended up taking a lead. Back and forth. This game also reminded me of the NFC, what was a wild card game of last year, the Detroit versus the Rams. I felt like whoever had the ball last, and Green Bay's coach did the same thing what Sean McVay did. He had a chance to go on a fourth down, but he felt that he can punt the ball away and get it back, and that's the same mistake that we did last year too. And you don't want to do that with Detroit because Jared Goff is, he's a really good QB now. He's a smart QB, right? He's not going to make like a bonehead play or anything. And they end up getting first down and they hit a field goal and win the game, basically, man. So, I mean, that was huge.
That was a gutsy call. What are your thoughts on that call? So, like,
man, it was a confidence. I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, this is my first time knowing that, if a QB, hikes the ball and his knee touches the ground, he's still alive. He's not down, right, by contact because I guess no one touched him, right? So what happened was his knee was touching the ground while he gave the ball up, at the right time. And man, I mean, Dave Campbell, right? I mean, that's what he's known to do.
A gutsy call. So I don't know if you saw it today. They released some of the footage, right? Initially, Dan Campbell had actually called for a field goal. They pulled the team back, the offense back, and said, we're gonna go field goal. And then Jared Goff kind of got pissed. Like he's standing right next to Dan Campbell, and I was like, we can go for this. We should go for this. And he's like, all right, let's go. And then he's like, offense, go back out there. And like it was pretty much that. Like Jared Goff said, we can do this. And then his coach was like, all right, I trust you. We're gonna do this. I mean, and he's a good coach in the fact that And I know a lot of people say like him and Sirianni are both like very risk-taking coaches, right? They both do a lot of risk-taking. But Dan Campbell, one thing I respect by him more than why I give Sirianni a lot of shit is because he will own when they don't do it right. Like last year when they lost in the playoffs, is because of a critical error that he made on his part. He's like, I own it. This is my fault.
Yeah.
Nobody else takes blame. This is on me. As a coach, this is our identity. Is what we do. Whereas coach like Sirianni, don't make a mistake and be like, I don't know, look at Kellen Moore. He's the one that called that play up. Or look at the defense. You know, like he'll be like that. Whereas Dan Campbell is like, I'll take it. I'll take all the heat, whatever comes my way. So like, that's what I like about him. And that was a gutsy call, but I mean, it was a right one because honestly, you kick the field goal, you make it. Jordan Love could potentially march down the field within a minute and get at least a field goal. And with that high-powered offense, and he also knows his defense is not going to hold up in that situation. No. So it's the best play.
And honestly, I think giving Jordan Love and Green Bay a minute. I mean, that's enough time. We can in the NFL. That's plenty of time. Who knows? They might could have scored a touchdown, right? We've seen this the season.
Matt LaFleur is a dang good coach,
so he can throw plays, man. So it was a gutsy call. They, it's kind of like they stayed aggressive, right? And they just said that, all right, because the smart thing is this, right? If they don't make it, then it's downs on turnovers, and then Green Bay gets a short field.
Yeah.
And they win the game with a field goal. That's what's going to happen, right? And so, but he's been doing this. Dan Campbell, man, in the fourth down, he decides to go, and he did it. And so Detroit
they have
winning,
the best
man.
Conversions, and that's their identity. So they don't back away from it. They're not the ones that are like, oh, maybe I should shy away. Dan Campbell's like, I don't care. We'll be 11-2. I don't care. We're gonna go for this right now because this is gonna secure us to win. And again, the defense, he felt, and he even said it in the post game. Yeah, I know my defense may not have held up. So like, why not just go out there and get the first down
game, man?
You're guarantee the game. Yeah,
defense are tired. Both defense are tired. You can tell. So that and honestly, Eagles and Vikings breathing down your neck. They haven't lost either.
Exactly.
And so they gotta stay afloat, right? I mean, we have Detroit and Minnesota coming up soon too. And that's gonna be a battle. Who's gonna win that division? But at the same time, Eagles keeps on winning, so they both have 2 losses, except for Detroit, who has 1 loss, right? And there's only 1 bye week, right? Number 1 gets it. That's it. So they're all fighting for it.
It's gonna come down to the very, very end. It's
gonna be interesting. I do feel that my take is Eagles gonna get the overall number 1, man, because they have easier schedule, man, because the division sucks.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Redskins are. I'm not Redskins. Commanders are kind of drifting down. They're not playing the way they played in the first half of the season confidently, and so I feel like that's a win there. I think I think they play Giants one more time, maybe Cowboys one more time, and those are 2 easy teams, man. There's only 4 games left. I don't see them playing any. I haven't seen their schedule, but I know they have Commanders once, and then I think they have Giants one more time. So like that easier schedule. I mean, if you look at Minnesota, I think they have Seattle on their schedule, which they're playing for division as well. And then you have Detroit one more time, and those are 2 hard games.
Detroit has the Bills next week, which is
okay.
Tough,
there you go. So 3 hard games coming up, man. Yeah. So it's not next week. Sorry. So Bills next week, and you know what happened with Bills? They're not gonna go 2 straight down, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna be a tough game, and I think that's in Buffalo, if I'm not mistaken. But wherever the case is. They have 3 tough games coming up for sure. I know that, guaranteed, man. They have 1 Detroit, 1 Seattle, and Buffalo.
Yeah, the hardest game for the Eagles after the season is going to be the Steelers. I think that's after that. It's the Commanders, Cowboys, and Giants.
Yeah, see, there you go.
They'll be all 3.
3 out of
you're right. I think the Eagles will probably secure it. Yeah.
Just focus on the Steelers, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I do feel Eagles are going to take the overall number 1 spot, man. To be honest with you, so.
Yeah,
but man. But that game was crazy, though, man. I have to give it. That game was definitely crazy. Eagles. Awesome. I mean, not Eagles. Sorry, Lions and Packers, man.
Yep. All right, next up, we got the Jags against the Titans. The Jags winning this one 10-6. Probably no one watched it. Matt Jones coming out of nowhere with 2 interceptions. That's awesome. You got the Dolphins and the Jets. Now, this one was a very close game. We saw this on Sunday. It went into OT, and Tua had that game-winning pass to Jonnu Smith.
Yep.
Jets 3-10. The season is over. Rodgers, tell me, man, what does he do? They asked him after the game, like, hey, it's 13 straight years, something like that, of them missing playoffs. He's like, well, I've only been here for 1 year this year, so I don't really know. And so, again, deferring everything to the other people. But do you think the Jets get rid of him, start all over, or keep him and figure something else out?
I mean, I still say that, man. They get rid of him, clean house.
Yeah.
This has been a circus that they don't want to be participating next year. Negative vibes coming through. I mean, they do have a good young team with the defense. Defense supposed to be good, and then also they have Garrett Wilson, who's a young receiver, right? Go get someone, man. You don't have to draft a QB. You can go get Sam Darnold. He's gonna be a free agent.
Right now, honestly, man. There's so many good QBs out there.
Exactly.
I mean, I would even take Joe Flacco in there. Just put Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
and get someone like Mike Vrabel in there. Good defensive coach, hard-nosed coach. Coaches up the team, accountable, and then can coach the quarterback and get rid of Rodgers, man. You don't need that. You don't need the drama, dude.
I agree with you, man. But I do feel that with Minnesota losing, they might lose in the playoffs. I do feel that they'll need Rodgers. To be honest with you, I am telling you, Rodgers going to. Yeah.
So do you envision a moment where Sam Darnold comes back to the Jets and potentially Rodgers goes to Minnesota?
I do think they trade places, man.
Brett Favre.
I do feel exactly just like Brett Favre went to Jets and the Vikings, right? I do feel that Minnesota, like this year, they showed that if they do lose, man, it's gonna be on Sam Darnold.
You think so?
Yeah, because they're gonna, what they're gonna say. If we had a Matthew Stafford, if we had a Brock Purdy, or if we had like Baker Mayfield, kind of a proven QB, we could have won this season.
See, but the way the Minnesota offense works, and the coach has said it, McConnell, I believe it was. He just said this offense works very well as long as the quarterback is accurate.
Yeah,
somebody who can make the pass at an accurate time, like you said, maybe Matt Stafford, even a Jared Goff kind of thing. Sam Darnold has been very, very accurate. I don't know if you put Rodgers in there, that makes it any better. Rodgers has not looked accurate at all. He made some really interesting interceptions.
I agree with you. Completely agree with you about that, right? But again, it's Rodgers' name, right? That has it, right? He's been accurate in the past. And also, you have to understand one thing. Darnold's going to be looking for a starting job and also a guarantee that he can get at least 3 to 4 year deal.
Yeah.
And Minnesota's not going to do that because they'll have J.J. McCarthy waiting. And they'll probably think that, hey, if we bring Rodgers in, maybe J.J. can learn something off him by sitting behind him and like learning how he operates. And then when JJ gets his chance, because I still think like, JJ is maybe a year or two away, right? And so by then Rodgers, played 1 year or 2 more years, that's it, and then they can, pass the baton to JJ, and
that's a good point.
That's what I think.
It's just, I think, I mean, because I personally I root for Sam Darnold. I know how much crap he's gotten in the NFL, and he's had a really good season. I hope maybe he gets like a Baker Mayfield kind of contract, like a 2 year or something, not a 5-6 year guarantee contract. He doesn't deserve that, obviously, but like maybe a 2 year, right? So then that you have time to develop McCarthy,
exactly,
and then you kind of go from there. Versus throwing in Rodgers again, like 11. I guarantee you, if you put Rodgers in the same team as this year, they are not 11-2 this year. Versus Sam Darnold,
they won't be, man. They won't be.
Yeah. So but, I mean, as much as intriguing as Rodgers' name is,
but don't you think though, if Minnesota loses, they're gonna blame it on the fact that we had a great team. If we had a better QB, I think we could have won the championship. You know that too, man.
Yeah, that's what the analysts will say.
It's gonna be that. I already know it's gonna be writing on the wall. Yeah. Like, because look, they have the great offense, right? A high power offense. Good defense, right? The only thing they lack, if you look at Minnesota, is a veteran QB, right? That can have that can put you over the hump, and that's what's gonna be blamed. I guarantee.
They're 11-2, man. No one expected Minnesota to be 11-2 this year.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and that's not because and it's not like Tampa Bay before Brady got there, where like there's a lot of potential. Even with the Jets, there's a lot of potential there, but they just don't have good QB. Yeah. I mean, Minnesota's 11-2 with Sam Darnold, and I think he's doing a really good job. I mean, we'll get into that game next because that's the next one on agenda. But the Vikings beating the Falcons 42-21.
It's your boy Kirk Cousins' homecoming game, man.
I know, poor Kirk Cousins, man. The dude has the most short-lived Atlanta tenure now because they pretty much they're gonna have their rookie go out next year, and the Vikings gonna cut.
He's done, bro.
Cousins. He got paid though. Who cares? But yeah, you had Addison going for 3 touchdowns and Jefferson going for 2 touchdowns. 133 yards for Addison, 132 yards for Jefferson. Absolutely crazy game. Sam Darnold with 5 touchdowns overall. I mean, this was just a big old whooping.
Dude, that hasn't been done in a while. 5 touchdown game. That's insane, man.
And you look at the way like that Jefferson touchdown was, where the defender just completely lost. Like he didn't know where to turn. I was like, how do you lose the best receiver in the league, and you turn around and you fall on the opposite end? That was just crazy to me. But
Yeah,
Vikings definitely needed that game to stay close to the Lions, and I think that was a huge win for them for sure.
100%, man. That game, and plus, honestly, I felt like Falcons might win the game because Falcons were kind of skidding down a little the wrong way, and Kirk Cousins coming home to Minnesota, the team that let go of him. I thought he'll be rejuvenated and
Yeah, not a good game. I mean, 344 yards, but 2
4
interceptions.
turnovers again, man.
Yeah, terrible, dude.
Well, yeah, Falcons. I don't know, man. They're done, man.
Yeah,
I will tell you, man. Kirk Cousins. I don't see him being a QB for them next year. It'll be the rookie they drafted last year. I think Kirk Cousins might get bought out, man. I mean, they're gonna have dead money.
Yeah,
they're gonna get bought out.
Again, I mean, after this, he could be a solid backup somewhere.
No, I still think he can be a starter because there's teams like Browns and like Jets who need a starting QB, right? I mean,
maybe the Jets, yeah,
or the Browns. The Browns are always looking for someone too, man. And like,
yeah,
who knows? Indiana's not really Indiana's not really sold on Richardson. Don't say Chicago. They're gonna give Caleb all the chance there is for him to be something, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Who knows? New England, might need a QB. Giants, yeah. See, there's QB. There's a lot of.
That's true.
And Kirk Cousins can, he's the type of person that will turn it around. He can be a Sam Darnold. He can actually go 11-2 for you, So
yeah. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. So
he'll
get a job.
Yeah, for he'll get a job. Like the Giants, it'd be good for them.
He'll get a job.
Speaking of Giants, they lost again to the Saints, 14-11.
Yes.
On a blocked field goal.
Yep.
Again, interesting thing that happened again. But the biggest thing here was Carr was injured. They don't know what his injury looks like. But the Saints are 5-8. I mean, again, I don't think they're going to win the division. I think the Bucs pretty much won this, especially after Atlanta losing.
Yeah.
For the Saints, I think this has been disappointing because they have a pretty good offense. They started off very, very well.
Yeah.
And just completely the brakes just fell off midway through the season.
Oh, 100%. I agree with you, man. I don't know what happened, what went wrong, but it just started off well and just skyrocketed, boom, crash. But I mean, Saints are still technically in the wild card conversation. Yeah. Technically, depending how Commanders do. So, and David Carr being out too, man. I mean, I think he got concussion protocol. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so one game for sure at least, right?
I mean, they're not gonna bring him back right away either, So
yeah, I mean, the season's over. Just let him rest. Trade him away.
Basically.
And next up, we got the Eagles and the Panthers. A very close game that shouldn't have been very close. And our buddy over there was sweating. He was swearing that Bryce Young was like the next superstar. I was like, I remember you and I were like, he's not even that good. Like he was benched earlier in the season because he sucks so bad. Like, just calm down.
He was sweating like crazy in the fourth quarter, man. I'm like, come on, man.
But the biggest thing, I think the biggest news out of this one was definitely the AJ Brown remarks around passing being an issue, because pretty much Saquon is doing everything for the team, and Jalen Hurts has been struggling to get the ball to AJ Brown specifically, and AJ Brown can be a little bit of a diva at times with these things. But what do you think? Is this a lot or is this nothing?
This is huge, man. This is locker room issue because their teammate Grams, right, came out like the next day, in a radio station and said that, one is trying to do what he can to help out 11, referring as Jalen Hurts and 11 referring to AJ Brown, but he's saying that 11 doesn't really want to cooperate and be open to listen. And he said that once they were close friends, but not anymore.
Damn.
So you can tell like the locker room is divided, right? I mean, even though they're winning, that's kind of keeping everything under the rug right now.
Mm-hmm.
But watch, man, just watch. If once they get eliminated from the playoffs, all this shit's gonna come out, man. They're lucky they have Saquon on their team, and Saquon is doing Saquon shit right there. But they're playing well. But this is about to blow the shit up right now, man. This is the type of thing that is gonna go with you to the playoffs and not be well, man.
Yeah.
This is really bad right now. Especially your star receiver and your star quarterback bickering like this.
Yeah. And Jalen Hurts has not been playing well this year at all.
Yeah.
He's had one of his worst seasons. As far as his usual ways goes. But one of the funny comments that came out was I think it was what analyst it was. He was saying how Jalen Hurts cannot read the defense. Even if he was hooked on phonics, he couldn't read the defense. That's how bad it was.
No way.
Like the dude, and Shannon Sharp was talking about it too, and he's like, yeah, like if you watch him play, like, there's obvious things that the defenders are showing to you, and Jalen Hurts completely misses it, and it still targets that way where it should not go. And he's like, it just looks so bad that like that's why the passing, that's why AJ Brown everyone gets pissed because they're like, dude, you saw what the defense is doing. Why are you still throwing the ball over there? Like if you can see it, then why are you doing that? And why are you pressing so hard? And so I think this again, like you said, maybe a couple losses, maybe a playoff loss will happen with them, or maybe not. Who knows? They are the second favorite, I think, now to win the Super Bowl. But something like that does happen, everything will come out and be like, yeah, Jalen Hurts sucks. AJ Brown wants out of here. Fire Sirianni. Everything's gonna blow up because I do feel like they are where they are because of Saquon. If Saquon was not playing this well and not this healthy, this team would be a complete mess. A
I
complete
agree with you.
mess.
Completely agree with you, man. They're very lucky to have Saquon, man. Very lucky.
Yeah, literally carrying them right now. And I mean, again, I will always say he should get the MVP. He will not, but he should get it.
It's gonna come down to him and Josh Allen, man. I'll be honest with you.
Josh Allen, yeah. And Josh Allen again, he looked really good. Even in the loss, he looked actually really damn good. All right, next up we got the Steelers and the Browns. Again, not really much of a competition here. Steelers winning to 21-14, 27-14. Bucks beating the Raiders, and again, no surprise here. Bucks pretty much are going to own and walk away with that division.
They will, man. They're done. Yeah, they're going to take it away.
Seahawks beating the Cardinals 30-18. This game kind of got a little dicey, but the Seahawks are now 8-5 again, ahead of Cardinals and now the Rams as well.
Exactly.
Let's go down to like what do you think about Seahawks, man? You think are they going to make it, or you still feel like the Rams going to make a comeback at the end?
Okay, so this is just like same thing with the Eagles and Detroit, right? Seattle has a tougher schedule, so Rams you play Niners this Thursday night coming up. I mean they're tough, but they're always tough against the Rams, right? Is it going to be in San Francisco? Then we have the Jets, and that's the game that scares me the most. That Rams can lose against the Jets because Jets have nothing to play for, and Rodgers has no pressure. I mean, they will beat the Miami Dolphins, and like Jets have been like showing like life, like to be teams, right? So that kind of scares me, And so, and then after that, we come home and we finish it off with Arizona and Seattle with the last game. And on the other hand, you have Seattle who plays Green Bay on Sunday Night Football. Mm-hmm. And then they play Minnesota.
Yeah.
Then they play one other team, and then they close it. Oh, they play Niners, I think, and then they close it out with the Rams.
Yeah.
So they got a little tougher schedule, right? And I told one of my buddy who was a diehard Seattle fan, he doesn't understand when I say this. If Rams win the remaining games, they win the division. Do you get that or no either? Because my friend was dumbfounded.
Yeah, they do.
My friend was like dumbfounded because you know what his response was to me? He's like, dude, Seattle still has a better record than the Rams. And I'm like, okay, look, listen to me. If the Rams run out and win the next 4 remaining games, they'll have the better divisions. I mean, Seattle's are included in that victory.
Right.
And he finally understood that, oh, yeah, we play you and you beat us and then we're done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, basically, that's the way. I think Rams technically needs to go 4-0.
Yeah.
They need to go 4-0.
Their biggest test will probably be the Niners and the Seahawks. I think they can easily beat the Jets and the Cards. But the Niners will definitely put up a fight, especially since it is at Levi Stadium and they are coming off a huge win. And then obviously Seahawks. I think that last game of the year for the Rams and Seahawks will be a determining factor who goes because they have no chance of making a wild card. So they pretty much have to win that to get into the playoffs.
And to be honest with you, remember how they say like going into the final week or final 2 weeks that this team they know their destiny, right? They have their destiny on their hand. All they gotta do is win and make the playoffs. So as a Rams fan, diehard fan, all Rams gotta do they hold their own destiny to make the playoffs. If they want to make the playoffs, all they have to do is win 4 straight games. That's all they have to do.
Yeah.
And they're capable of doing it. The opponents are not that tough. Besides the Niners, maybe Cardinals, and for sure Seattle, they'll be a little tough. Besides that, they're good. So Rams are in good shape. They just need to run the table. This will show what Sean McVay's made of and what Matthew Stafford's made of, to be honest, his next 4 games. Because look, if they can just run this table and make the playoffs, look, if they win the 4 games, they're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Seattle can't beat us. Seattle can't win the division. No one can win the division. If we would just win the 4 games, we're in, man. So and Seattle winning on Sunday against the Cardinals, that basically kind of eliminates Cardinals because Cardinals are in the same position as Niners, and now Niners are playing us this Thursday. We need the game more than the Niners. It'll be a big letdown if we lose this game in San Francisco, man. Huge letdown.
Because then the Niners pretty much come into play.
Exactly.
So, like, I would say, right, in that division, and I don't think the Niners win a division. I think it will come down to Rams or Seahawks. Of those 2 teams, no one's scared of the Seahawks. No one in the playoff wise, right? But the Rams, and I know you talk about this, they are a very scary team because you don't know what Rams you're going to get. You can get the Rams that look terrible in the first half, they don't know what they're doing, and then they come out. Or you get the Rams that you got this last weekend with the Bills and Rams and just on fire. Puka is just man-possessed. Cooper Kupp doing his thing. Like, that is a very scary team for anybody in the playoffs.
You do not want to face a healthy Rams. I'll be honest with you, man. I know I'm giving my Rams way too much credit, but this Rams is like a team. It's like the Giants back in whatever it was, 07 and 11 as well, when they beat the Patriots. This is a team that you don't want to face in the playoffs. You have proven Matthew Stafford, who has won a Super Bowl. You have Cooper Kupp, who has proven that he's healthy. If he stays healthy, that's his target. And then you have Puka Nacua, who's I feel right now at this moment, he's arguably, if not one, but the second best receiver out there after Justin Jefferson. Straight up, man. The way he's balling, 15 catches with 175 yards.
Yeah.
The spectacular catches, the way he's keeping your boy, the GOAT, wasn't even that impressed.
Oh, yeah.
And it was unbelievable, man. Puka Nacua, man. I'm telling you, he's like the second best right now, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's a very strong receiver, which is that's the good thing about him, is that not only, I mean, he's fast and stuff, and then like Cooper Kupp taught him a lot of things, but like he's just like when you see him catch the ball, you just know it's gonna like get in his hand and gonna be so strong, and he's so damn strong down the field. Like it is kind of crazy whenever he got that ball, especially in that trick play where he scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
but they ran the same play again, and they got the easy touchdown. Like the dude is I mean that's why I think him healthy, which has been a big issue for him. Being healthy, the Rams definitely are going to be a very scary team in the playoffs for anybody to face.
See, the good thing is this, right? I mean, not good thing. The thing people forget, right? I'll be honest with you. Rams could have run with San Francisco being like this injured prone right now. If Rams would have been healthy the first half of the year, the first 6 games, when you had Puka out and Cooper Kupp out, when everybody was like, "Oh, should Rams trade Matthew Stafford?" Like, people don't understand. You had an injured team. You don't have your top 1 or 2 receivers even out there. It was only Kyrie Williams. That's it, man. The running back. Nobody else. I mean, everybody else was like, Matthew Stafford was throwing the ball to people who were like 3rd or 4th stringers. Like, and he still won 1 or 2 games out of that, you know. But and that was San Francisco in one of the games too, and a heroic comeback. So people don't understand. Rams in the first 7 games or so, they were not healthy. And when they started being healthy, they faced Minnesota. They beat them. They faced Buffalo Bills, arguably one of the best teams. They beat them too. So it can show that once the team is healthy, there's nothing.
The only thing with the Rams and the Bills kind of made this good point at the end of the game, is that their defense is suspect.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
Their defense, I mean, the Bills should not have even had a chance of life in this game.
Nope.
They were up, what was it?
By 3 touchdowns, by two touchdowns and a field goal. We're up by.
And they scored 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter, the Bills did, to make it a very close game.
Right.
You know, like it should not have been that close. Yeah, and obviously on the Bills side, it was very poor timeout management that cost them the game.
Man, what was that, man?
Even Tom Brady was sitting there just like, what are you doing? I mean, you can tell like him being somebody who's, I mean, obviously everyone knows Brady time, clock management is important. He's like, why are you taking the timeout? Why are you even doing this kind of
running play?
thing? Just throw the damn ball, get the a touchdown, and then you can get three times
They could have got a ball back, man, easily.
Yeah, I remember you and I watching the game, and I was just like,
That's scaring me right there. I was like, ah, shit.
And I was just like, why did they call a timeout? That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, that was weird and not like the coach should do that, honestly, for the Bills. But that pretty much cost them the game because then you're hoping that the onside kick works, which it never does, especially with this day and age. But no doubt, a huge win by the Rams. And you came out on top. You bet $100. You won how much?
90. So 190 back.
90. Basically. Damn.
But you know, the thing is this, you remember last Monday when we did the podcast, I was really confident.
Yeah.
I kind of laid out the plan that, look, man, they just clinched the division. They played a super emotional game on a Monday nighter, which was snow was insane.
Yeah,
I think it was Monday night or Sunday night. Sunday nighter, and it was emotional game Sunday night where it was like snow game, and Josh Allen did something that no QB has ever done in NFL, which was throwing, receiving, and running, you know? And he did that, and they won the division. They had that division t-shirt on and everything. And I told you, they're going to leave the snowy Buffalo and come to sunny California. And when you come to California on your work trip, man, it's not a work trip anymore. It becomes sunny California, and you know that you're gonna have a little more fun, a little extra fun, and you know they wanted to get the hell out of Buffalo. I'm sure they got their ass out of Buffalo Sunday night, probably right after the game was over too, and want to enjoy LA, you know. And with that two combinations, winning the division, playing an emotional game, with coming to California, this was a game that Rams can win. And you can see in the first half, Rams were more prepared. Buffalo was off, like one leg off little, you know, they were like not that sharp, right?
The blocked punt was the big turnover.
Exactly. Blocked punt. They're not prepared as much, you know, so. And then also, you know, I don't want to forget this either. Josh Allen, you know, second straight week, he did something that no QB has done either, right?
What was that?
That he was, what did he do? He did
the receiving.
No, he didn't do that. He did that last week, obviously, receiving, throwing, and all that. This week he did. Man, I just had it in my mind.
Well, he had 3 rushing and 3 passing touchdowns.
There you go. 6 touchdowns, like in a game like that. 3 rushing and 3 passing.
Yeah.
No QB
that's plays MVP, man.
Has ever done this yet, you know? And second straight week, you know? 3 rushing and 3 throwing, man. That's insane. 6 touchdowns, man. And you know something about this game, man? Total offense was 980-something yards, both teams combined, 0 turnovers. That you haven't seen either. With this many throws and this many yards, like just like throwing yardage and rushing, zero turnovers by either QB. It shows how sharp Matthew Stafford was, and it shows how sharp Josh Allen was. And they both went head to head, man. It was an unbelievable. I mean, as a fan, I'm glad I got to watch it with you, Tapas, like, you know, with everybody else, you know, the football fan, because that was a show. That was, I want to say,
that was a great game.
I want to say it could be like top 2 game of the year. Like, it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was never boring, you know? And so it's an amazing game, man. So I loved it, man. It was.
Yeah, no, it was a great game, honestly. A great game. Great win by the Rams. They needed that. And again, I think now the Bills kind of just take it easy because they're not going to catch up with the Chiefs for sure. So you might as well just take it easy, take the second placement, and just call it a season. Let Josh Allen recover a little bit.
Exactly.
Wait for playoffs. Next up, we got the Niners blowing out the Bears to keep them in the play. Bears looked a little worse now. Caleb Williams had some iffy throws again, but you know, the Niners looked pretty dang good. Honestly, the Rams game will be the biggest one for them, man. I mean, they lose, they're right back in it.
They're right back in it, man. Yeah.
And you hate to see it because the freaking Niners, they just seem, no matter how bad of a season they're having, they just don't go away. It's that crazy, man.
Especially against the Rams, they get up for it, man. Same thing with Rams. They try to get up for it, too.
And Levi Stadium is a tough place to win.
Dude,
very tough place.
That game scares me, man. But luckily, both teams have a short week because they both played on Sunday. So it's not like one team played like, you know, on a Saturday, you know, which is gonna happen, right? But like, luckily, no team has advantage to it. So it's gonna be a collision course. It's gonna be a rough, tough game. This game is gonna be very, very, very like dirty, you know, like Steelers game. It'll be like it'll be like 14-17 victory or something, man. Very low scoring, man. So
2 great coaches going at it. I think again, the Niners are definitely shorthanded than the Rams are, but Be great, man. Next up, we got the Chiefs and the Chargers. Chiefs winning another game on a weird play where the freaking ball bounced off and banked off the field goal to win it. 9 times out of 10, that thing's coming back out, and it just happens to bank for the Chiefs to go in and win the game. They just find a way to win. Honestly, they keep every single game close, and yeah, the Chiefs win again, 12-1. I think they finish the season strong, but they probably will lose in the playoff. But they're not looking that good.
I mean, honestly, every other team out there, the ball would have bounced out.
Yes,
every other team, the ball would have bounced out.
But somehow for the Chiefs, man,
it bounces in. I was watching that game at the bar right in Vegas, and like the kick hit the freaking right pole, or left pole, whatever you want to call it. Boom, donked it and goes in. That's surprising.
I don't know how many of these like lives Chiefs have because they're running very thin. They're these lucky wins, honestly, and some are.
I already know, man. When they lose in the playoffs, they're gonna be like they use all of their luck in the season.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case, man. Because this is just freaking football gods just smiling upon them.
But can you give Chargers some credit, man? Without their top receiver, they came to play. Yeah. They came to play.
Yeah, no, they kept it close.
Their defense played well, man. The game was there. They actually had the lead for a while, and until Chiefs made a comeback in the fourth. But Chargers, man, I'm just like the Rams. Don't face them.
Yeah,
don't face them, man. That team is scary. Super scary. That team can beat Buffalo. They can beat Chiefs. They can beat Steelers, just name it, man. Yeah. They can beat them, man. Even Baltimore, they can beat them, man. So Chargers, man, hardball team right there, man. It's gonna be tough out, man. With Justin Herbert playing well,
that's for sure. And they'll win the wild card for sure. I feel like the Chargers will, so they will be a tough out for sure.
Yeah, man.
Last but not least, we got your Cowboys losing to the Bengals.
Both teams didn't want to win, actually. They both were trying to find a way to lose, to be honest, that game.
But that blocked punt into a ball loss was the weirdest play I've seen this week. Did you see that play where they blocked the field goal,
and then they got it and got the first down or something?
Yeah, they recovered it, and then the guy lost the ball, and the Bengals got the ball. And that was very interesting how that turned out. Again, I don't know the Cowboys. I don't know where they go from here. Honestly, they need to be. They're probably gonna have to sign Micah Parsons in the offseason. But besides a coach, what do you? I mean, I don't know. Again, maybe Mike McCarthy comes back. What do the Cowboys do, man? Like they're not gonna win, even if they have Dak Prescott and they bring everybody back. They're not good enough, especially in a division. I know we talk about it every single week with them, but what do you do?
I just think that I still think this team is good, loaded. They need to address a few things. One is coach, obviously. Another thing they got to address is running game. They suck at running, man. They need to address running game.
I mean, they got Dowell. He looked good.
He did right now.
The only sign of life they've had so far.
Right now, he did right. But like they never had consistency in running game at all. They need their defense to come together. I don't know what the hell Michael Parsons is doing. And everything with that, dude. So I don't know. They gotta revamp the defense.
He's slowly turning into podcast P.
He is, man. All he does talk, man, and that's all it is.
He gives press conferences after the game to actually be talking on a podcast. He's talking about how like this loss was worse than a playoff loss, which doesn't make sense to me because playoff losses should hurt a lot more.
Who says
than
that though, man?
A loss to
Who
the
says
Bengals.
That? That's when you know. That's when you know the player's mindset's not there, man. When he says that kind of shit,
the priorities are all off for them.
I don't get that, man.
Bengals. I mean, again, this is a wasted season for now. And if I was the Bengals, I would just bench Burrow, bench Jamar Chase. Let's just keep them healthy.
Mathematically, they're
strong start.
Mathematically, they're still alive. So
yeah, I know, but like the thing with Bengals is that they always start off so slow in the season, and they have to play hard to catch up. And by the time they get in the postseason, they're like all burnt out. Just bench them, and then just ensure you come off to a very strong start in 2020.
I do feel they'll make changes in the coaching.
You think so? Yeah. Zach Taylor's out.
This is their fourth straight year. They start off slow in September. They can't do that every year.
Yeah,
you can't play behind a ball, man. And that's another thing that I hate going back to the Lakers. That's another reason why they got rid of Darvin Ham. Every year they're playing in February and March. They're playing catch up. how do I get into the 7th spot? How do I get into? You can't do that every year, man. You can't.
Hey, we're doing it this year.
Same thing in Cincinnati. Every year, every September you cannot be 1-4, or 1-3, or 0-3, or 0-4, or whatever the case is. You can't.
Yeah.
Starting of the season, you can't do that, man. You got to beat the teams, and you got to be there, man. Win that four games. How are you like 2-2, 3-1? Whatever the hell you want to do, man. Something. You can't start off so bad, man. So I think Zach Taylor's gonna get I'll be surprised if he comes back, but because to be honest, man, this team is good enough to make the Super Bowl, and like you're not gonna make the playoffs.
No, they are.
And you're not going to make the playoffs. And no one's injured, by the way. At least Dallas can say that Jack Prescott got injured. Who the hell's injured here? No one's injured,
I mean, even when Dak was healthy, it wasn't good, man. Come on. Who are you lying to here? It's not like they were in contention at all. They were 3 games below 500 with Dak Prescott at helm. So don't give me that, man.
But yeah, man.
Let's get into next week's game.
No. Hold on. Before
That's a wild take by you.
Before we get to next week's game,
I already know I got swept.
You didn't actually, man. You didn't.
One game.
Right. Yeah, one game. So you were up 10, right? You broke my streak. I'm breaking your streak. So you picked Tennessee. I picked Jags. Jags won. You picked Falcons. I picked Vikes. Vikes won. You picked the Saints. I picked You picked the Seattle. I picked the Cardinals. Cardinals. No, you won. Seattle won.
Yeah.
Chargers and Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs. They won. Bills and the Rams. So 1-4, buddy. So we're 5. You're up 5, man. 5. And you know what, bud? And you know what? We have 4 weeks left, Tapas. 4 weeks left.
4 straight wins, just like the Rams, right?
4 straight wins. Okay, buddy. Okay. All
right, here we go. Thursday night football. We got the Rams and the Niners at Levi Stadium. Niners are favored by 2.5 points. The Niners are favored by 2.5 points in Levi Stadium. Give me the Niners. Because just to make it interesting, I just want to see this 7-7, the Rams and the Niners, and see. I just want to see how this all shakes out.
Okay, I got the Rams, buddy. You know that too.
Of course.
They can't lose this game. I got the Rams, man.
You're nervous for this. You're more nervous about this game than you were about Bills. I can tell.
Isn't that crazy though, dude? Against the Bills, I was so confident, man. Like I was like, yeah, we're gonna win that shit, dude. But nope. Yeah.
You wouldn't bet $100 for this one for sure. All right, now we got the Browns and the Chiefs in Cleveland. Chiefs are favored by 4.5 points. Again, give me another lucky win by the Chiefs.
Same here, man. Chiefs here, dude. There's no way Browns will win that game either.
Yeah. All right, we got the Bengals and Titans in Nashville. Bengals are favored by 5. Give me the Bengals. The Titans suck.
Bengals are so mathematically alive if Bronco doesn't collapse.
Then we got the Commanders and the Saints in New Orleans. Again, Derek Carr's out. Commanders are favored by 7 points.
Yeah, I mean, no David Carr, man. I mean, Commanders coming off a bye week. Commanders should have no problem beating Saints and, still have that lead in the wild card.
Yeah. All right, we got the Ravens and the Giants. Ravens coming off of a bye week to go into another bye week. The Ravens are favored by 14.5 points in this game. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I do the Ravens.
Yeah.
14.5. Well, maybe that was 14.5. God.
Yeah. Dang. So you got the Cowboys and the Panthers in Bank of America Stadium. The Panthers are favored by 2.5 points. I don't know how this happened. I don't know one game where Panthers have ever been favored, but they are favored this week. I don't know. Give me the Cowboys. I just feel like there's too much pride that they're gonna win this game.
Oh man, I'm choosing the Panthers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yikes. All right. Go up on the Cowboys. Okay. Then we got the Jets and the Jags. Both teams are 3-10. The Jets are favored by 3.5 points against Jacksonville in Jacksonville. Give me the Jets here.
They've been inching to win this game like for the past 2 weeks now. I think they get over the hump and win this game.
Next up, we got the Texans and the Dolphins in Houston. Texans favored by 3 points. This is a tough game. Dolphins coming off a very good game, a very, very good win, and they need this win to essentially go into the postseason. God, I don't know. I don't trust the Texans enough, so give me the Dolphins.
All right, so this game, Dolphins needs to win the game to stay alive for wild card, but Dolphins have been on I want to say 4 or 5 game winning streak so far. Texans, they're coming off a bye week. And so I feel that they got more rest, and this is a away game for Dolphins. It's going to be in Houston. Give me Texans in this one because I feel they rested more. I think Dolphins snapped their winning streak, man. Dude, that game against the Jets showed me a lot that they're about to lose. So
Yes, could be true. But yeah, I just don't trust the Texans offense for some reason. Next up, you have the Colts and Broncos in Denver. Broncos favored by 4 points. Give me the Broncos here. Colts are lost.
100% Broncos, man.
Yeah. High potential game of the week besides Thursday Night Football. We got the Bills and the Lions in Ford Field. The Lions are favored by only 2.5 points. You know, I honestly, I don't like to do this, but give me the Bills because the Lions are way too banged up on defense. This will be the week that catches up against them.
Same here, man. Same here.
This will be the week.
Yes, but give me the Lions too, man. Sorry, give me the Bills, man. Give me the Bills, man. Same here. I'm going. I mean, they coming out. They can't. I don't see Josh Allen losing 2 straight. I don't see him.
Yeah. Just to make it interesting, you know, honestly, I mean, the Lions need this win just to stay number 1 and keep Eagles and the Vikings away. But this would be a tough out because the Bills' offense is so good and their defense is legit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Next up, we got the Steelers and the Eagles
Battle
in Philly.
of Pennsylvania, bro. State of Pennsylvania.
Eagles are favored by 5. You know what? For fun, give me the Steelers.
Same here. I was gonna say the same thing, man. All that bitching and moaning going on inside the locker room. I mean, goddamn, you're 11-2.
See the implosion.
You're 11-2, man. Why are you arguing and bickering? Who cares if you don't get the ball? You're winning the goddamn game so far, man. Like, be happy. God, shit.
These youngins, man. The youngins. Next up, we got the Cards and the Patriots. Cards are favored by 6 in Glendale. Give me the Cards, honestly. You know,
the Cards cannot lose if they want to. They're still technically alive, so they can't lose.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So give me the Cards as well, man.
We got a good game here. We got the Chargers and the Bucks in SoFi. The Chargers favored by only 3 points. Give me the Chargers here. I think they need this win more than the Bucks. The Bucks pretty much have secured their division. I don't think Atlanta's catching them at all. So give me the Chargers here. Yeah,
I feel the Chargers are going to win this game too, man. Because after that loss, the heartbreaker, it's going to be at home. So it's going to be good, you know?
All right, we got the Packers and the Seahawks in Seattle.
Go, Packers
are favored by 3 points, and I will also pick the Packers because I want, again, this division, I just want to see it get so close to the end.
Go, Pack, go.
Your brother would be so proud.
Seriously, man. Dude, Packers better freaking come through with this shit. This Sunday nighter, dude, against Seattle. Give their 6th loss, tied with the Rams. Rams winning on Thursday. That'll be great.
Yeah,
God dang, dude.
But I just want to see everyone lose. It's just so just keep everything interesting.
Exactly.
All right, we got the Bears and the Vikings in Minneapolis. Vikings are favored by 7. Yeah, give me the Vikings here, man. They come out with a very, very good win. The Bears
same here.
Lost.
Vikings.
And last but not least, Monday Night Football, Falcons and the Raiders in Allegiant Stadium. Falcons are favored by only 5 points, and it kind of shows you how bad they've been recently. Give me the Falcons, though. The Raiders are even worse.
Same here, man. Give me the Falcons. I don't see Raiders winning that game either at all.
All right, so we only disagree in 2 games?
No, 3. Oh,
Niners
3 games. So we got you picked the Cowboys and Dolphins, and I picked and the Niners. Sorry, and the Niners, and I picked the Rams, Panthers, and Houston.
Okay, gotcha.
So 3. So it's gonna be 3. It's not gonna be even now. So one of us gonna be either gonna be plus 10 or it's gonna be 0.
My streak starts again.
It's gonna be 0, bro. It's gonna be 0. So.
My streak starts again. All right, in NBA news, we got... Well, actually, before we go to NBA, let's go into the big MLB signing. Soto going to the Mets. Was it 15 million? Oh, I'm sorry,
15 years for 750 million, I think. Around there.
750?
It was about 700 for sure. It was 15 years, $765 million.
Largest contract in history for MLB or
major sports, man. Or major
sports, right? I mean, not on a yearly basis, not as big as Ohtani, but definitely the largest contract. What do you think? The Yankees suckers for letting him walk, or I mean, because they offered him 16 years for the same amount, and they wanted 1 year out of it.
See, baseball's a weird sport, right? It's not like basketball. Maybe not even like football either, right? It's not dominated by 1 or 2 positions, right? Like basketball is like that too. If you're the best player, if you let him walk like Durant, like sign somewhere else, your team is gonna feel it, right? Because baseball is structured so differently, man. Is that even with Juan Soto gone, he was one of the ingredient, right? He was one of their best players, but not the best player, right? Because there are judges there. But the thing is, you can replace that, right? You can't replace the exact power and the stats, but you can replace overall, right? And by what I mean by overall is that money can, like what they did today, they signed Max Fried, right? A pitcher they need, right? Then they're gonna go out and probably, I think I heard that they're in the hunt for Teoscar Hernandez from the Dodgers, right? So basically, baseball has you need to have pitching staff, as you can see, how World Series played out, and you need to have those utility mans, as you can see what Dodgers did at the deadline, right? They picked up, my boy, I forgot his name, but the short dude, he won the MVP. It wasn't Shohei, it wasn't Mookie, it wasn't Freeman, right? For NLCS MVP. It was the guy we got during the deadline, right? Who, utility player. So baseball is such a weird sport that even with Yankees losing Soto, and it's funny because Padres traded him last year, and Padres actually made the playoffs, right? And they won't beat the Dodgers. So look, it will affect them, but not too much. They're gonna reload, and they're gonna use that money elsewhere and kind of revamp their whole offense and also pitching staff as well, and they'll be actually better. They will miss Soto because come on, Aaron Judge is not gonna get that easy swings that he did before because when you have Soto backing him up, the pitchers are gonna be like, God dang, I gotta get this guy out if I don't have face Soto, right? So you're not gonna get that, right? And so, but I do feel like it's not gonna hurt as much, but they can use the money elsewhere. So that's how baseball is run, man. So it's not gonna be effective.
I just don't understand baseball on their long contracts, 15 years. Like, I don't know anybody who really honestly thinks that Juan Soto will be good in like 2035.
Well, because now DH, right, man? Now both leagues has DH. But like you can see, like,
you guarantee the same output, 40 home runs, 100 RBIs every single season for the next 15 years.
Their goal is to get out of that 15 years, get good 8 years out of it, and then that next 8 years could be a little tradable, So
I get it. Obviously, the Mets have to make a move because the Dodgers are so damn dominant in the NL. So like they have to do something to be competitive. So which makes sense.
They do, man. They feel they have them in the middle of the rotation middle of the lineup with Francisco Lindor, and hopefully they can re-sign Pete Alonso as well. So that'll be a 1, 2, and 3 like Dodgers, right? They have. So that's what they're trying to do, man.
Yeah, they got to be competitive. That's for sure. I think a lot of NL teams will definitely load up. Again, I agree with you. I don't think the Yankees are necessarily going to sweat this too much. No. Obviously, it's a huge loss for them, but like they're so ahead in the AL that like even a loss like Juan Soto is not a big deal for them yet because they can still buy other players that you can easily. It's like the old A's thing where like all you have to replace is 40 home runs and 100 RBIs. You can probably get 2 players for that.
Exactly. That's what's going to happen.
So you can definitely replace that.
And that's all it is, right? And like that's how baseball is ran, right? Baseball doesn't have time, right? It has outs. And baseball has 9 position players where they all got to perform, right? And that's how it is. Not one player is gonna, like for example, if for God's sake, if Dodgers, right, if they lost like if they lost like Mookie Betts for the year, I still think they're powerful to win the World Series. It's not gonna. If it was like the Lakers losing LeBron, we're done for the year.
Right?
So it's different, right? And so that's what I'm saying. Baseball can, it's different sport, man. And so they'll be fine. Yankees are still gonna be top in the AL. I heard like people say, "Oh, Yankees, not gonna be good." No, they're gonna be good. They're still there, so they'll be fine, man. They just signed Max Fried, a great signing. They overpaid for him too. Now, excuse me. Looking at Blake Snell's contract versus Max Fried, both won 2 Cy Young awards. One player getting that much, and the player getting that much. That's a Reach's contract right now that Yankees just gave. That contract by the Dodgers that signed Blake Snell is already paying off, man. The contract he signed, it's not that bad. So it's great.
Dude, baseball next year gonna be freaking awesome. I cannot wait, dude.
Exactly, man.
Let's get into some NBA news.
I wanted to ask you about the NBA, man. Yeah, let's get into this, man. What do you think about this in-season tournament? That everything stops. The world freaking stops. Yesterday, there's only one game.
I don't like it.
Like, what is
with
this,
the flow?
Like,
it just extends the season for no reason. Like, I tune in I expect Thursday nights, obviously 2 games, right? You expect that. But like, I expect Wednesday to be filled with NBA games that I can like watch or whatever. And today's just 2 games again, and it's not competitive, man. Honestly, like the Bucks are number 1 in the East, but they're not actually a good team. And like then you got Knicks and Hawks, whatever. I don't, I'm not a big fan of this. It feels like an extended All-Star break essentially.
It's kind of like the Rams. I'm not Rams. It's like the Lakers. It's like Lakers were perfect last year, won the whole thing, but they weren't that good. They weren't that best team.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
And
they
this
won.
means nothing.
I hope NBA
So,
get
like,
rid of
I
this, man.
don't.
It's so stupid, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah, I don't like this giant pause in the middle of the season. Like it just takes a whole momentum out of it. Like no one is honestly. I mean, if you look at it, I'm sure the ratings are not any better than the previous games as well.
No.
And it just hurts their product. I think they just gotta get rid of this thing. No one cares about it.
I know why they're doing it. I know why they're doing it because no one watches NBA because everyone's watching football. But look, to be honest, you're not gonna do anything that's gonna persuade fans to watch more NBA than the football. I'm sorry. There's nothing NBA can do. The only thing NBA can do is do what baseball do. Start on the off season and play then, if you want to, right? Don't play during football. Because honestly, football is the best product out of all 4 major sports, and that's how it's gonna go. Football is always gonna be the number 1 sport watched. So I mean, like it or not. And you know what? Look at hockey. Hockey did the same thing. They knew they can't compete with the NBA anymore. So what they end up doing is I think they changed their schedule around. I think they start a little earlier. So instead of starting before, they used to start with the NBA when the NBA started.
Yeah.
But now hockey starts like 3 weeks ahead. So they get that, interest of people watching the hockey, and kind of get that.
Right.
And so, look, man, people are not going to tune to NBA until football's over. And that's in February. And you know what sucks for NBA as well, too? People are not going to tune in when March Madness is on, too. I'm sorry to say I love March Madness. Yeah. And I watch March Madness religiously over NBA games when the regular season games don't matter as much. When March Madness is one and done, you're winning a championship, And so NBA has, two obstacles. One is football season, which is all the way first or second week of February. And then you have good basketball for a month, and then you have March Madness for 3 weeks. That's going to get paused again. Then NBA kicks off again, with the playoff push. But then again, it still stops because MLB season opener is huge too because people love the first week of MLB, which is in April. Yeah. So it's kind of like up and down. So I know what NBA is trying to do, but I mean, it's not. I mean, I hope they get rid of this stupid season tournament. Yeah. There's no point for this, man. I hope they get rid of it.
No one cares, and no one's watching these games. Honestly, I know they try so hard to make this work. And they're trying to make it competitive. Again, only the crappy teams are getting in. And like the Celtics didn't make it. Celtics are by far the favorite team, and they're not even in the top 4 in this, right? So like, who's gonna care? Lakers won last year. They were under 500 when they won it.
Who won lost in the first round? Nothing happens.
Yeah, so it's I hope this is the last season they do this because it is a terrible way to pause. And I think one thing that the reason why I think people are really frustrated with the NBA is, and the ratings are down, is because lack of player availability. Yeah. Like you just don't see players playing hard anymore or playing enough anymore. You have like Sixers, a good example. Podcast be out there making more podcast episodes than he's playing.
Yeah,
Embiid saying no, all these things, and all across, Kawhi, everybody is to blame, and that's the main issue with the NBA. It's not the scheduling, not the lack of competitiveness. It's more just like people not wanting to play. They get their money, they get their guaranteed contract, and they just chill.
I agree with you. That's how it is.
They need to, honestly, they should do what NFL does. No guarantee. I mean, they have some guaranteed contracts now, but like
not fully guaranteed,
not fully guaranteed from the beginning, because this is what you get. You get players that take advantage of it. I mean, look at Deshaun Watson is a good example of somebody who got fully guaranteed and he's like, I don't care, he sucks. Yeah. He's getting booed out of his own building.
Yeah, exactly. And look at him, like Cleveland is stuck with that, So
yeah. So I think the NBA does need to make a choice here because this is their product is deteriorating, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. And I completely agree with you. I completely agree with what you said, everything about it. It's about the product being out there. It's not good enough. It's not like the old product, how it was before, So completely agree with you.
I used to watch every Laker game. It's just not a thing I look forward to. Like, I watch it if I'm bored, all right, cool, I'll watch it. But besides that, I don't really care.
Yeah. And
until the very end, the playoff comes by.
And you brought up the Lakers, so the big little talk right now is about LeBron, right? Like Kendrick Perkins has a quote saying, "Well, my sources are saying this, that if LeBron wants to be out, if Lakers want him to be traded, they can trade him, and he'll be open to being traded." And there's reports out there that Lakers will will accommodate LeBron where he wants to go, but the only caveat is that Bronny James has to be included in that trade.
Yeah, take your freaking son with you.
Exactly, and so I don't know. There's so much shit going on.
I hope that is the case. Please, I implore the Lakers. Let's get rid of LeBron. Please. We're not gonna win a championship, but you know it. Come on, I'm a diehard fan. You know I am, and I sound like a hater. I'm not. I'm a very realistic fan. I'm a fan that sees what the Lakers are, and I'm like, this is not a good enough team. Let's go somewhere else.
Let's play the season out, I feel, and see what improvements we can make this year, and then I'll go on your side. If we don't produce what we're supposed to produce, like win a championship, then I feel that we should entertain the idea. Maybe LeBron's I think a free agent, or he has a 1 more year left. Who knows? But then we can entertain the idea of trading him away. I do feel that let's see what we can do with the roster. I do feel the West is still kind of open. It's not given that it's not like Boston Celtics in the West.
It's open, but it's not open for the Lakers.
It's not like Celtics though, man. To be honest with you, it's not like the Celtics.
No, 100%. 100% agree with you. But it's definitely open, but it's not open for the Lakers because you have the team like the Denver Nuggets are getting better. Mavericks are back again to where they were before. The only team I see that can drop off from where they are is the Rockets. And besides that, I don't see anybody.
And the only reason why I said let's play the season out, man, is because we don't even own our own draft pick, right? So there's no win situation for us right now. So Pelicans owned it, but they gave that pick to Hawks in the Devontae Murray trade. So Hawks actually own our draft picks, and so I said let's play the season out is because of that only reason. We don't have our own draft pick. But next year we do have our own draft pick, so even do trade LeBron and we tank and get the top picks, that's fine. We can actually have our top pick. There's no point of like trading LeBron away and doing bad in the season when another team like Hawks gonna get the pick. There's no point. So let's play it out.
What if you can trade him to because I know he wants to be with his boy Steph Curry, right? What if you trade him to the Warriors, right? And you get back.
What are you gonna get back, man?
I don't want Draymond Green. Just keep Draymond Green. Well, we get someone like Kuminga, and we get someone like Buddy Hield, and maybe Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
solid team.
First round out, yeah.
First round out, which we are already, so no big difference. But we'll be a playing out, actually.
Playing out. We'll be playing out. We won't make the first round.
But at least this will give Redick some sort of leeway because I feel like he's the poor guy, and I actually feel bad for him now because he's under so much pressure to perform.
Yeah,
and for a first-time coach to have expectations of championship or bust, and having someone like a LeBron James, where you're like, okay, if you don't win championship, it's kind of like what happened to Kobe. Like you wasted LeBron's years,
right,
to win a chip, and this team is not good enough, and that's so much pressure for a coach to have. So why not let him go to where he wants to go, and we just get some good solid pieces back.
I agree with you, but I completely agree with you about that, But like I said, man, I can't go to sleep in the lottery and Lakers odds get really good, and another team gets the beneficiary out of it, which is top 4 pick, right? I can't go to sleep with that, man. Let's just play the season out. I mean, the only other team that holds our draft pick is Utah, which is in 2029, I think, or 27 actually. Sorry, 27.
Besides Connect, we haven't had a good draft pick in a few years.
No, because we haven't. No, I'm talking about like top.
And then we wasted a second round pick on Bronny.
No. What I'm trying to say is that when we had our top picks, we actually drafted well, right? We drafted Brandon Ingram, D'Angelo Russell. Who was our other pick that we picked up that trade away? Josh Hart. We had Kuzma. We picked well.
Yeah.
When we had a chance to draft well, like especially the top 5, we drafted Ingram and D'Angelo. Back then, it was good, We were able to do something with it, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to worry about that this year where another team has full rights of even having our pick, It's not even protected. So even if Lakers get the number 1 pick, like Lakers, don't make the playoffs and go in the lottery and they get the number 1 pick, it's not protected. Hawks will get that number 1 pick,
Yeah.
And so I don't want that to happen, I don't want people to be like, see, Lakers don't have their own pick. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's have LeBron for the year. See what trades we can make. See if we can improve the roster, but not go crazy. But let's see if we can, not one player is going to make a difference, obviously. But let's see if we can make a difference and play the season out, and then revisit this during the summer. And then, there's no point of doing it now, doing a deadline when it's so rushed. Do it during the off season when you get more teams involved, meaning like it doesn't have to be Golden State Warriors. It could be, OKC.
Well, it's where LeBron wants to go, right? So
Well,
he wants to
yeah.
go to the Warriors. So you can't trade him to the freaking, I don't know, Pelicans or something to get a BI back. He's not going to go there. So it's got to be somewhere where he wants to go. So I'm venturing it'll probably be somewhere like Golden State, maybe the Nuggets. Who knows?
Maybe Sacramento.
Mavs. Sacramento, yeah. Who knows?
But what I'm trying to say is that like Nuggets is still intriguing, right? Like,
or New York. You can go to New York.
There you go. You can go to New York. Like New York needs pieces. So I'm saying like you get more teams involved. So meaning like there's better assets then, instead of getting Kaminga back. Shit, man, I would love Bridges, like, or even what's the other guy's name who was in Toronto and played for New York? He's good too, a small forward. That guy's good. Huh?
RJ Barrett, is that him?
No.
Yeah. 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 Right, of course. Yeah.
So he doesn't care to go to his games. I mean, the only reason he moved to LA is because both of his kids were going into high school, and that's the reason he came to LA.
And Bryce is a much better player.
No, he is. But I'm saying like the only reason he wanted to be in LA is because of two reasons. One is he wants to be in production in Hollywood, and second, his sons were getting into high school. They were young. Mm-hmm. They're like in 8th grade. Like one was going to enter 9th grade, another one was going to be in like 7th grade. So they want to be closer so he can go to the games, right? But now his kids are done with basically basketball, and so he's fulfilled that. So now he can go kind of anywhere. And kind of take that private jet and be anywhere he wants now. That's not the issue. So that's what I'm trying to say. Let's play the season out. Let's see what happens with the season with LeBron, and then we can revisit it, and then maybe blow the whole thing up. Like maybe trade AD and LeBron away and rebuild totally, or revamp it, or do a remodel, trade LeBron away, get good pieces, and then go sign some players and make a very good team out of it. So I'm saying summer is a better idea. That's my view. That's my opinion. If I was a GM, if I'm Rob Pelinka, I'll tell LeBron, look, let me see what I can do this season.
Unless a crazy trade comes across mid-season for LeBron, unless something that's too good not to say no to.
No, of course. Then you don't be stupid and say no. No, obviously I agree with you.
Right.
Yeah, but like, there's no crazy trade like that. I see that happening in the horizon.
Yeah, and I don't see big pieces unless if it's like the Cavs wanting. I don't know. He's probably gonna go back to Cavs. So my last question to you is, if LeBron says I want to go and we do trade him, do you think AD stays, or would he want to stay?
I feel AD will stay because he's in his prime, but he will ask the Lakers that, look, if you were completely rebuilding, then please trade me, right? So
if they give it to LeBron, they are going to rebuild, right?
No, because like you have the cap space, right? You have that money. You have that $60 million in cap space, right?
Okay.
Right, because D'Angelo's going to be off the books. You're going to have LeBron off the books.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're getting in back return, right? Might be expiring contract or whatever what the case is. It all depends on what you can do with it, right? And maybe you can make trades and go get, another good young piece, right? Who knows, right? But I'm just saying, like, situation can, transform into his own self. Like, for example, like OKC might not be able to pay J-Dub. He's a proven, he's not an all-star yet, but he's talented. He's like a James Harden that went to the Rockets and became an all-star. Like, like J-Dub.
Right.
That guy is that good. And he's going to be a free agent coming up soon, and OKC is known not to pay players, and Lakers will have cap space. And if you pair him up with AD and some other pieces, Lakers are back where they were.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's so many ways we can go about it, right? So keep AD if you're gonna remodel. If you're gonna tear it down and go through the draft, trade his ass away too, and get some more assets in, and you can go about it there, So
if it happen, AD will probably go to, and then we'll rebuild. I hope in that all those years we keep Redick.
I hope so too.
Just because, not that he's like a great all-time coach or whatever, just because we need a consistent coach that can help develop. That's what's helped a lot of these teams that are good now. Like you have the Celtics and the Nuggets and all them. Like those, they've had consistent coaching for a very long time.
Yeah,
that's had the same thing, and they built the team with him. They grew along with that team. Like Sean McVay, for example, right? Sean McVay grew with the team and got better and better every single year.
Yeah, exactly.
But they stuck with him even through the tough time. I hope the Lakers do that because when they do trade AD and LeBron away, we have good players that we can develop, and he stays as a consistent person
I
for a
agree with
very
you.
long
I
time. I
hope he
hope
does
that's
too.
the case. I mean, I don't see a better coach out there, honestly, and I think, and he's a young coach that's also getting better at coaching slowly. But I think that's what needs to happen with Lakers. I don't want them to just keep having a coaching carousel because that's not going to help the Lakers at all.
No, they'll keep JJ, man. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
But I do feel that this deadline and this season right here is very pivotal for Rob Pelinka. He needs to show what he's made of because I do feel Rob Pelinka goes to.
Why is it every year on Pelinka? You said it before the season started. We have two of the best five. I don't agree with that, but you said we have two of the best five players in the league. Why? What more can Rob Pelinka do for this team besides having two of the best five players?
I mean, roster construction, right?
But I gave you two all-stars,
Mm-hmm.
two legendary players, and according to Keneel, two of the best players two of the best five players in the team in the league.
Yeah.
Potential number one is what you were arguing LeBron is.
Yeah.
So then, what more does Pelinka need to do?
We are arguably one out of top 5 and 2 of top 10 for sure with 80.
Oh, he's dropped down that
No,
much.
80 has not. 80 was never top 5 for me. You know that too. I never put 80 in that top 5 conversation.
Okay, so you said LeBron is top 5 player in the league.
LeBron is, yeah. I said LeBron.
You're out of your mind. Okay,
not 2 of the top 5.
I thought you were going to keep AD in the top 5 and put LeBron further down because he had regressed.
No. LeBron is LeBron, bro. LeBron is playing great, man.
Okay.
LeBron is LeBron.
But yes, so tell me what else can Pelinka do? Like when anybody can give you this talent of two best players in the league and a coach that the best player in the league wanted, and a supporting cast, a good and he drafted a very good forward in Connect.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that Pelinka has done.
No, he does.
Why is he?
When you have LeBron, he always on a hot seat and making sure
How's that fair to him though?
That's what comes with the position, man. I'm sorry to say.
That's why I give it.
It's like any franchise.
It's like Aaron Rodgers. Get rid of his ass.
I know. Luckily, he doesn't have attitude like Aaron Rodgers, but yes.
I know he doesn't. He's a much better human being than Aaron Rodgers. Trust me. I'm a big fan of LeBron, not as in the GOAT conversation, but outside of that, I think he's a fantastic player. For the record, he's a fantastic player and a fantastic, even better human being.
Yeah,
trust me on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, not like Aaron Rodgers at all. I only call him the Aaron Rodgers of NBA because it's like wherever he goes, everyone has to bend to his will.
That's how LeBron is too, man. That's how LeBron is too. You know, you gotta bend for him too.
Yeah.
Look, Tapas. We're gonna be having this conversation in April when Lakers are top 6, and you're gonna eat your words, and Rob is gonna do his magic like he did 2 years ago, and
now you want Trae Young, right? That's the next.
No. It's not about Trae Young.
Steph Curry, is that what we need?
It's not
we
about
need
Steph
top
Curry.
3 of the best 5 players for Rob Pelinka to keep his job.
See, I have a question. Why is everyone okay? Tell me this. Tell me this, okay? Be honest. Why? Okay. Why is LeBron getting traded to? Okay, I had a conversation with my other good friend. Right, make sense of this. Okay, play this out with me. Why is everyone saying LeBron getting traded to Golden State? And obviously, the pieces that would be included would be Andrew Wiggins, Kuminga, and Buddy Hield. Because those are the contracts that will match the $60 million that LeBron gets paid. That's I'm just kind of choosing that 3 out of anybody, right? And then draft assets will be like 2 picks, maybe, whatever the case. How is that team a championship team with LeBron, Draymond, and Steph Curry? How is that a championship team like that can be Boston? I mean, in the West, that's the best team probably in the West. Maybe that's a good team in the West. But I'm comparing any team to beat the Boston Celtics. Nobody else. The Boston Celtics, because Boston Celtics are loaded 1 through 15, literally loaded. So you tell me this, you think that team is better with whatever supporting cast they have remaining after that, right? Or why is everyone not talking about Lakers trading for Steph Curry? Wouldn't you think that's a much better situation for a team to beat Boston Celtics than LeBron going there? Because look, we would have to give up a contract like for example, I know we're going to with one Austin Reeves, D'Angelo's expiring contract, Connect. And Rui will be included. And then the draft picks, right?
And Bronny.
Yeah, Bronny will be still here because LeBron's here. So you'll get rid of Rui, Reeves, Connect, and D'Angelo. So you have Jared still available. And you have Max Christie still there. And then you have Steph Curry. And then you pair Steph Curry up with LeBron and AD. Why is that team not better better situation than LeBron going to Golden State. You get what I'm comparing? Like, what do you tell me? Like, what is that? I don't get that. Why everyone's saying trade LeBron to Golden State? Why not Lakers acquiring Steph Curry? Right? That's what I'm trying to just kind of get at it. Well, tell me why.
Yeah. Well, main reason because Golden State is a better team now.
No, they're the same record right now, bro. They're both like.
No, they're 14. No, Lakers are 13. I'm pulling it up right now, and the Warriors are 14 and 9.
Like, let me check it out.
And for what it matters, the Golden State is still in the play-in tournament, right? So that's why they're in a better position, and
don't tell me because they're still in the in-season tournament. Don't give me that bullshit. They're still in-season tournament. That's why
there could be the potential.
Shut the hell up. Look, Lakers are 8th, so Lakers currently are not in play-in. They're in the 8th, and Warriors
in the play-in.
And Warriors are number 5th, right? We're 2 games behind Warriors. And so don't give me that bullshit because they're in the freaking season tournament.
I know what you're saying. But realistically, right? You look at the Warriors record and team and our team. Which team has it likely to go further? The Warriors team does.
I feel Steph Curry with the Lakers with LeBron and AD.
Forget all that. Just stay with me in right now.
We'll find out the
Warriors or Lakers.
Who's better? Christmas game, baby. Let's go. Christmas game. You'll find out. You want your answer?
You know me. I none of these regular season games mean anything at all. But the Warriors are a better team than the Lakers are right now, right? They are a better team. You agree to that? Come on, you have to concede to that. And I just put aside your biases. They're a better team. So why in the world would the Warriors say, you know what? We should just rebuild right now. You're right, Lakers. I'll give you our best generational player of all time. Lakers, here you go. Give us some of your crap, and we'll be better. Without it. No, it's likely to go the other way. You know that.
Okay.
Right? It's kind of like the Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff situation. Why would Detroit be like, let's get rid of Matthew Stafford and get Jared Goff? Because we know the better team was going to be the Rams in the end. So I'm just saying that's the reason why I don't think Steph Curry comes here.
Okay.
Because the Warriors would be like, we're doing okay, Steph. What if we bring you people here? We're all right now. What if we get you LeBron in Golden State and we get rid of some of these people? Because Kuminga's not living up to his potential. Buddy Hield is a journeyman at this point, right? And Andrew Wiggins is half injured, half snapped. So let us get rid of these 3 people, and we'll get you LeBron instead. That team is significantly better.
Okay. Let's see if this even happens. I mean, there's so much talk out there.
Yeah, obviously.
It's like
that's the only reason why I see the Warriors not making that change, because they're like, we're fine. Yeah. I mean, if the Warriors weren't in like the Jazz or the Portland Trailblazers state where they're 8-16, I'll be like, yes, get rid of Steph. Give us Steph now, please, because you guys suck. But they're better than the Lakers are.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you right now, man. Month of December will prove what Lakers are. They have I think remaining 7 games, and we play Sacramento 3 times. We play Warriors once. We play Minnesota once. We play, I want to say, OKC in that game. But this next 7 games. Memphis, yeah. So this 7 games is gonna be crucial. I want to see what they do. Remaining games in December is gonna show where Lakers are. To be honest with you,
under 500, baby, number 10.
Currently, they're above 1 game, right?
Oh, no, 2 games.
2 games.
But we'll see. It will definitely be a very interesting. And this is why I hate the play-in.
You want to make a dinner bet?
I want to see the Lakers play.
You want to make a dinner bet about end of December, Lakers being under 500, above 500?
No, I'm not taking a bet. I'm just BSing with that. Right? Come on. I know the Lakers are not going to be under 500.
Don't be picking on Lakers.
Sacramento sucks. They're going to be Detroit, that's for sure. The only team that they're going to have an issue with is
Sacramento always gets up with the Lakers, right? When the Lakers play.
Yeah, we're playing them 3 times, so I feel like we'll win at least 2 of those games. Because Sacramento's not that good this year.
Sacramento always plays hard.
And I do feel like we'll beat Golden State in Christmas Day. But again, not the better team.
All right, we'll find out, man. 40 games in, we'll find out in mid-January where everyone stands, all right? That'll give you a better, a snapshot view of where all teams are. 40 games is halfway year, And so 41, actually, sorry. 41 will be, halfway through. And we'll find out where Lakers stands, Golden State stands, and we'll see the state of NBA. I was in mid or end of January. That's when 41 games will be completed. So
All right. Well, with that, we will definitely have a big discussion around this. And as you guys know, as we can talk about Lakers and LeBron for hours and hours, but we will have to call it here for today. I am Tapas, that's Keneel, and we are the Brown Balls. We see you guys
We're out.
later.